Hello there and welcome to this featurette once again, talking to the Wauters Automotive team. And this time around I've got the suavest man on any grid, Mr. Kevin Siggy Rebernak. Kev, how are you doing and how has your 2017 been?
To be honest, it's been pretty good so far. I've been winning a lot of races, winning the championship in the Seat Clouds World Championship that I've been in, and I got P2 in the Mercedes AMG event as well.
Yeah, let's just dive straight into that. Actually, I mean, it's having talked to Gergo recently as well. He's someone who likes to focus on championship. You like to spread out, and one of those championships was with Mercedes, the second season of the e-racing competition that they do, and you did pretty well there, didn't you? You took a few podiums home, and more importantly, you were able to gain access to the final over at the Hockenheim Ring, a live event. It must have been quite a different experience for you rather than just racing at home.
Yeah, it was like one of the best experiences ever. Like being in the lounge, in the VIP lounge, was basically amazing. You get to do whatever you wanted, and I was in the event for free, so that was like pretty much the best accomplishment yet. But to be honest, getting the podiums and getting like some difficult races out of the way, I mean, it's been a pretty good season, like all in all, altogether.
And how was it racing against the real life DTM guys? I remember talking to you about it. It's sort of like this half and half thing. If you're excited to race them, but then again, you know, these are the real life DTM drivers. You know, how good are they actually going to be with a little bit of practice?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was like I was a bit doubting them because, you know, like they're so focused on real life. They don't have a lot of experience in sim racing like we do, so they don't know how to get like the best amount of time in a certain track, like over the course of 10 laps. So it was pretty unfortunate that they weren't as fast, but like it was very, very, like I was honored to like race like mostly of them. I think it was like 6 of them that I raced against, so it was pretty good.
And at the end of the day, you can say that you beat them, didn't you? And actually, you were beating a lot of people in the Esports World Touring Car Championship as well, picking up a couple of podiums there, supporting your teammate Gergo through his championship bid. It's been an interesting first season, isn't it? Not exactly blowing anything out the water, but getting some good results and ultimately getting a lot more experience in the e-racing scene.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with my results, but to be honest, like I think I could have done better if I was doing the first 2 races, because I don't know, the first one I didn't know about this series, and the second one I think I forgot to enroll in it and like register for it when I got the email. But like to be honest, it was still pretty fun doing like most of the other races, like Macau and let's say Slovakia Ring were pretty fun as well. So I'm pretty happy I still joined. A bit unfortunate I didn't join like for the first 2 races, but hey, it's at least something.
Oh, I bet. Of course, the future of that championship a little bit up in the air with the WTCR from all sources coming into effect pretty soon. But we're expecting another Mercedes championship, and that's probably going to be the biggest one, I imagine, going into next year for you, Kev. Or do you have any other plans which might be looking to usurp that as the top priority?
At the moment, I think I don't have any other plans except for like one Assetto Corsa championship. But if Mercedes comes again, like of course I'm gonna do it. Like it's been pretty fun for me, except for some tiny little bits. But hey, it was still pretty fun. It was still pretty entertaining, and I think it was like one of the hardest seasons ever because going against people that were so, how should I say, experienced in racer. Like I was pretty much a rookie. That was like the first time I raced in it, so it was pretty hard for me.
Well, maybe as a final question, throughout your entire sim racing / e-racing career, who is the toughest opponent that you've ever come up against?
The toughest opponent, I mean, it's pretty hard to like judge. I think it's like probably sometimes Jack Keithley, and probably Risto Capet. If you were thinking about Heinemann, no, it's not him, because knowing him and fighting him, it's a bit too hard to fight him like clean. So
I understand.
Yeah.
I know that you clashed a couple of times with him, but I think you sort of almost hold those higher opponents up with respect as much as how hard they battle you, and certainly you've had great scraps with Risto over at GPDWC, a great scrap with Jack Keithley this year as well. And yeah, I think that's a really interesting bit of info to end this interview on. Before we finish things up, though, can anyone find you on any social media pages? Facebook Racing, Twitter Racing, Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, normally Kevin Siggy, and Facebook, the same name. Twitter might be, well, I think Twitter is the same except for my nickname, but I think YouTube is as well. Like, basically everything in social media is Kevin Siggy, and like, that's pretty much it.
He's got a brand, people. He's got a brand. Well, thank you very much, Kev, for joining me. You have a good one.
Thank you very much, man.
Take care.